Just 1 minute. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Hita Patel from IAP Digital Media Team. I'll be host for the today's webinar. Ma'am, I'll be host for the today's webinar on Introduction to Organ Donation and Transplant with the resource person, Dr. Saurabh Sharma, and it is being organized by East Delhi District IAP Women's Cell. The Indian Association of Physiotherapists is the oldest and largest association representing the physiotherapists in India since 1955. The IAP digital media team consists of a group of physios who handle the Zoom platform, webinar live streaming, and IAP profile on social media platforms Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Follow IAP profile on this social media to receive notification for our events such as webinar, workshops, CMEs, conferences, health camps, blood donation drive, and to know about recent updates on physiotherapy. Subscribe to IAP YouTube channel for notification of our live webinars in playlist section of this channel. Webinar are segregated into various folders on topic like orthopedics, neurology, sports and fitness, pediatrics, cardiopulmonary, women's health, research, cancer rehab, and many more. For the easy access, the social media links will be shared in the chat shortly. So I'll be requesting to the Delhi District IP Women's Cell member to handle further.
Thank you, Dr. Heta. Am I audible to all? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I, Dr. Tanya Gujral, along with my co-host, Dr. Shruti Garg, on behalf of IAP and IAP Women's Cell East Delhi, welcome you all to the insightful session organized in collaboration with Organ India. Organ donation is a profound act of kindness, one that gives life, hope, and a second chance to those in need. Today's session is aimed at demystifying organ donation, encouraging awareness, and helping us understand how we, as healthcare professionals and responsible citizens, can contribute to this life saving cause. It is our privilege to have with us today Dr. Saurabh Sharma, who is currently serving as a manager, project and outreach at Organ India, a pioneering organization working tirelessly in the field of organ donation awareness. Dr. Saurabh Sharma has been working with Organ India since June 2014 as a manager, project and outreach, handling various projects and tasks. He is responsible for research, administrative tasks, and project implementation. He brings to Organ India his interpersonal skills and the knack of connecting with the masses. Dr. Saurabh also manages the Organ India 24-hour helpline. He graduated in medicine and surgery and worked for 2 years as a medical officer in Bhopal. He later completed Masters in Hospital Administration from MIT University before joining Organ India. He is a keen photographer and enjoys singing. Welcome, Dr. Saurabh. We are honored to have you with us today. Before we begin, a quick overview of the today's session. We'll begin with Dr. Sharma's presentation on the topic. This will be followed by an interactive question and answer session. So please feel free to drop your question in the chat box during the talk. We'll conclude with closing remarks and a vote of thanks by Dr. Shrutigar. Now, without further ado, let me invite Dr. Saurabh Sharma to take over the virtual stage and enlighten us on the topic Introduction to Organ Donation and Transplant. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tanya, and thank you so much for IAP for organizing this seminar and choosing this topic to be aware ourselves. So yeah, I'm just sharing my screen and sharing the presentation, and through which I will take you step by step that what is organ donation and how it can be done and what it does. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yeah. So, first of all, our organization's name is the Organ India, and Organ is an acronym. So its full form is Organ Receiving and Giving Awareness Network. We started in 2012 when our own chairperson was suggested by doctors for heart transplant, and then she realized that being in the national capital, having all the resources like money, information, and all the other resources, still I have to struggle for the heart transplant. In the hospitals, nobody knows about heart transplant, nobody knows about waiting list when she will get the heart, and ultimately she had to move to the Chennai and register herself for the waiting list on deceased organ donation and had to wait for another 6 to 7 months to get the heart. Then she realized that we should work on this organ donation so that the public, which has no resources, no information, they can be benefited of. So first of all, if we see the importance of the organ donation, so if it can be see that can be seen by some statistics. If we see our population, so right now it has crossed 1.4 billion population of India. But if we see the number of organ donation is still less than 1,000 or 1,100. So if we talk about particularly the data from 2023, the number of transplants were around 17,000, but the number of deceased organ donation were 1,100, 1099 people donated their organs. If we see the number of organs, like one person can donate multiple organs, so the number of donated organs were less than 3,000. And if we see the data of those who needs it, so it is estimated that it is not accurate. It is estimated that around 5 lakh people face organ failure each year in India, and if we see the breakup of this 5 lakh, it's around 2 to 2.5 lakh people needs kidney transplant. 1 to 1.5 lakh needs liver transplant because non-alcoholic fatty liver diseases are now pandemic. And around 50,000 to 80,000 people needs heart transplants. So 5 lakh needs it, but only 3,000 are getting it, or around 17,000 are getting it, only kidney and liver. So the demand and the supply gap between the demand and supply is very huge, and that can be fulfilled by two things. Like either we can decrease our number of organ failures and increase number of organ donations. This is the data from 2023 and like previous years. So you can see in 2023 only it crossed 1,000. These are the number of organ donors, and 1099 people donated their organs after death in 2023. And the total number of donated organs were around 2,904. So this is the transplant data. India is the third largest country doing transplants in the world after US and China. But most of the transplants are living transplants, which can be done only in the case of liver and kidney. So you can see around 17,168 transplants were done in 2023, and out of that, 14,257 transplants were from living organ donation for kidney and liver, and only 2,904 transplants were from deceased organ donation. And if we see the Western countries, it is just opposite. 80 to 85 transplants are getting from deceased organ donation, and only 10 to 15% are from living donors. But in India, it is totally opposite. More of the transplants are happening because of living organ donation, and less transplants are getting having uh, happening because of deceased organ donation. So why this is happening? Because the biggest cause is lack of awareness. People know that cornea donation is uh, exists something like this. Kidney donation happens, but they don't know that how it has happened, how it's whom to contact, what time it will take, is there any extra additional expenses we will have to do to donate organs and all? So because of all these lack of information, people are not coming forward to donate organs. So what is organ donation? We all are doctors and we all know that what is organ donation. So I will skip this part. The terminology is very clear. The donor, whoever gives the donation organ, is called donor. Whoever, whoever receives the donation or organ, called receiver or recipient. The process of taking that organ out of the body is called retrieval or harvesting, and the entire process is called organ transplantation or organ donation. Donation, why donation? Because we cannot force anybody to donate his organs. We cannot give money and take the organ. It will be given through the donation, in which the return favor cannot be done. We cannot give in something in return. Then it is called donation. So that's why we call it organ donation. Now, one person, how many organs can be donated through one person? So one person can donate multiple things out to the body, like multiple cells, type of cells, multiple tissues, and multiple organs. So if we see the cells, one person can donate blood donation, different cells of the blood, stem cells, or bone marrow transplant के लिए for bone marrow cells. And if we see the tissues, then the most common tissue which uh, people donates is cornea. So in layman language, we always say that it is eye donation, but technically it is not whole eyeball donation. It is called cornea donation. Only cornea can be transplanted, and whoever is suffering from the blindness cannot be. We cannot restore his sight through cornea transplantation. Only corneal blindness can be recovered from the cornea transplant. So blindness has several reasons like retina damage or lens damage or something else. But if if person is suffering from corneal blindness, it his eyesight can be restored fully through cornea donation. And one person can donate two corneas, which can benefit max to max six people. So cornea की layers भी donate होती हैं. Other tissues like skin also can be donated. तो जो बर्न विक्टिम्स होते हैं, एसिड अटैक विक्टिम्स होते हैं, उनके काम में आती है स्किन. हार्ट वॉल्स आल्सो कैन बी डोनेटेड. होल हार्ट आल्सो कैन बी डोनेटेड, एंड ओनली हार्ट वॉल्स आल्सो कैन बी. Other tissues like bone can be donated, tendons, ligaments, arteries, veins, muscles. Have you heard about hand transplant? So whenever hand transplant takes place, it is called composite tissue transplant, which consists vein, nerves, arteries, muscles, bones, and joints, ligaments, etc. So it is called composite tissue transplant. So one person after death can donate up to 75 types of tissues, which includes joint, bones, ligament, tendons, arteries, muscles, corneas, skin, heart walls, and and एक छोटी सी ईयर की बोन भी डोनेट होती है. Other than this, if we see the vital organ donation, one person can, after death, can donate eight vital organs and can save up to nine lives. How? So we have two lungs, we have one heart, two kidneys, one liver. Liver is the only organ which regenerates, so it can be split into two and can be given to two different people and can save two lives. So we can count liver as two. So two lungs, two kidney, two liver, one heart, one pancreas, and one small intestine. Portion of a small intestine also gets donated. So these eight vital organs can save up to nine lives. This is the slide in which we have shown that what can be donated generally. Cornea donation is the easiest donation. That's why I put the different slide on this. Cornea and skin donation is the easiest donation, and cornea is easiest technically because whenever death happens at home, it can be retrieved from the home also. You have to any tissue donation can be done within 6 hours of death. Within 6 hours of death, it can be done. So you will have to remember this 6 hours limit is there. If you live in cold places like Himalaya, Himachal, it can be retrieved up to 12 hours. If body is in deep freezer, it can be retrieved up to 24 hours also. But mota, it's like 6 hours. Within 6 hours of death, tissue donation should be done. So cornea donation is the easiest because if you have somebody died at home, you can just Google the nearest eye bank or nearest hospital's number or nearest NGO's number, and you can inform them, and two people will come at your home and they will perform 10 to 15 minutes procedure and they will retrieve the cornea. So earlier what they used to practice is they used to take out the whole eyeball, and in the lab they segregate the cornea, used to segregate the cornea, but now it is not in the practice. Now they retrieve only cornea, and cornea has no blood supply, so it will not bleed. Cornea, it will not create any disfigurement over the face, and skin also can be donated at home, but it is possible only in the metro cities, not other cities. So if you're living in the metro cities, skin also can be donated from home. And it will also take 10 to 15 minute procedure. एक मशीन आती है डर्मोटोम, एंड वो आलू के जैसे हम पील ऑफ करते हैं वैसे हमारी स्किन की सुपरफिशियल लेयर वो पील ऑफ कर देती है। स्किन बैंक से जो टेक्नीशियंस आते हैं वो स्किन ले जाते हैं। So these two donations are easiest and can be done at home. Otherwise, for other tissues, you will have to shift the body to the hospital. इसमें शिफ्ट करने की जरूरत नहीं होती बॉडी को। एंड कॉर्निया डोनेशन जब तक इन द मीन टाइम व्हेन टीम इज कमिंग एट योर होम, इन द मीन टाइम यू कैन जस्ट स्विच ऑफ द फैन बिकॉज कॉर्निया हैज नो ब्लड सप्लाई, तो दे corneal cells takes oxygen from the moisture, and dead body cannot maintain that moisture. So what you will have to do is you will have to keep the cotton swab, wet cotton swab over the eyes so that it will maintain the moisture. You can switch off the fans and you can switch on the ACs. You can keep head slightly raised because the gravity effect, through the gravity effect, the blood in the head will go to the lower body, and when they will retrieve the cornea, it will not bleed. And the 6 hours, that is the most important thing. 6 hours limit you will have to remember. Uh, Other than organ donation, there is one thing also which is called body donation, but it is technically different from the organ donation. For general public, it is similar. Like organ donation or body donation are similar, but for technical, like we are medicos, so we have to understand that these are two different things. Body donation comes under the Anatomy Act, and organ donation comes under the Transplantation of Human Organs Act. So two different laws regulates these two different procedures. So these are two different things. The purpose of the donation is totally different. Body donation, purpose of the body donation is study and research, and purpose of the organ donation is therapeutic. So they cannot be interchanged. Whenever you retrieve the organ, it cannot be taken for the study, and whenever you take the body donation, you cannot transplant those organs to anybody. It will be a crime according to the law. The third thing is, when you take organs for organ donation, after taking that organ donation, you hand over the body with all the respect to the family members. But whenever you take body donation, the body will go to the medical college and एक बालों का गुच्छा या फिर नाखून का टुकड़ा फैमिली को दे दिया जाता है अंतिम संस्कार करने के लिए। अदरवाइज द बॉडी दे विल नॉट get it back. After like embalming it, they will preserve the body for 2 3 years, and after that 2 3 years, the department will make the specimen. They will make the specimen for bones, for organs, and the remaining part will be discarded as bio waste, or they will do the rituals. They will do the antim sanskar, but family will not be informed about last rituals. So these are three major differences in organ donation and body donation. But body donation is also important because in India, uh, medical colleges do not get proper healthy voluntary body donation, because ultimately the medical colleges receiving the body is unclaimed bodies, and they have the another drawback that it is unclaimed means they have no family. They used to live in on the road, and they have multiple infections, multiple diseases and all. So that is not called healthy voluntary body donation. So India needs healthy voluntary body donation. In Haryana, there is no scarcity of body donation because of Dera Sacha Sauda, Ram Rahim, or other religious gurus. They promote body donation. So they have like Haryana medical colleges receive sufficient body, but in the UP there's huge scarcity. In the Kolkata there's huge scarcity of bodies of cadavers for anatomy department because they do not there they people do not donate bodies. Back to the organ donation. So there are two types of organ donation. One is living organ donation and one is deceased organ donation. Living organ donation means zinda rehte hue, whenever you are alive, you can donate something. So that is limited to kidney or liver. And other than liver or kidney, you cannot donate anything. You cannot donate cornea, you cannot donate heart, you cannot donate any bone or ligament or other tissues. You can donate only kidney or liver because we have two kidneys, so one kidney is sufficient for living, and we can donate the another kidney. Liver is regenerative, so we can donate 70% of liver while we are alive, and the remaining 30% liver will grow in its full size within 3 or 4 months. So it will regrow. So we can donate liver also. But the law says here is you can donate your kidney or liver to the family members. And what are the family members? So law has defined the definition of near relative. Only you can donate only to the near relatives. And who are the near relatives? Grandparents, grandchildren, parents, children, spouse, and siblings. These six relationships comes under the near relative category. Other than this, all relatives will come under the unrelated category or other than near relative category. So for that, other than if you want to take a kidney or liver from other than near relative, you will have to take the special permission from the state government. Otherwise, you cannot donate, you cannot take any donation other than near relatives directly. You will have to take the special permission from the state government, and it's very rare that you will get the permission from the state government. So each state has state appropriate authority, and they take the decision on these cases, unrelated cases, and they allow or disallow the donation. Law also says that brain death is a legal form of death. Law also says that organ trading is a crime. It cannot be done. Buying or selling organ is comes under the organ trading and is totally prohibited. Now, deceased organ donation. So, deceased organ donation can be done after death, but we have two types of death. One is cardiac death, in which heart stops beating and blood supply stops. So, in that case, we cannot donate our vital organs because the moment heart will stop, blood supply will stop, oxygen supply will stop, and organs will be dead. So, we cannot donate dead organs. But if person is brain dead, means his heart is still beating, he is in the ICU, he is in the hospital in ICU on ventilator, and ventilatory support is there, which is keeps his heart beating. So then doctors declare the patient as brain dead after doing some specific test, and then brain death situation, person can donate vital organs after getting permission from the family. So in these type of cases, some specific tests law has defined. The doctors will do those tests and they will inform the family that person is no more. It is brain dead just because of ventilator, heart is beating, and other organs are getting oxygens, but brain is totally damaged. Brain is totally dead. So we cannot reverse it through medications or through surgery, and it is permanent dead. If family agrees, then the organ donation will be done. If family disagrees, then doctors leave that decision on the relatives that they can permit doctors to switch off the ventilator or they can continue with the ventilator until unless the heart stops beating because it's sentimental. So doctors cannot stop ventilator. So they will have to take the permission from the relatives. And in practicality, what usually happens? ब्रेन डेथ किसी ने सुनी नहीं है तो उसको कोई एक्सेप्ट नहीं करता. देयर इज नो एक्सेप्टेंस ऑफ ब्रेन डेथ. एवरीबॉडी नोज दैट देयर इज ओनली वन डेथ इन विच बॉडी कोल्ड हो जाती है, चेस्ट मूवमेंट नहीं होता है. एंड यहाँ पर क्या होता है ब्रेन डेथ के उसमें, मॉनिटर पर यू कैन सी द ईसीजी, यू कैन सी हार्ट बीट्स, यू कैन सी पल्स, बॉडी चेस्ट इज गोइंग अप एंड डाउन, body is warm because blood supply is on. So they don't believe that, they believe that doctor is doing something wrong. They want to sell the organs. They don't want to save our patient. So they do not accept brain death. And they says that जितने दिन रहना है वेंटिलेटर पर रखो, हम महामृत्युंजय जब करवा रहे हैं या फिर कुछ चमत्कार हो जाएगा. So they don't accept the definition of brain death. So it is always recommended that whenever you talk about organ donation, you talk about brain death also, so that the person will get familiar about this word, so that वो wonder नहीं होगा कि ऐसा कोई चीज exist नहीं करती. What is brain death? So brain death occurs when there is severe injury or trauma to the brain, which can be resulted from a road traffic accident, uh, drowning, or stroke, or aneurysm. But the most common thing is road traffic accident. So in brain death, the complete cessation of the function of the brain stem death, that is called brain death. And no random doctor can declare any patient as brain dead. There will be a committee which consists four doctors. One is treating physician, because accident का केस है तो कोई ना कोई treating होगा, तो उसके फेवर में रहेगी ये बात कि वो उस पेशेंट को ठीक करे. तो द फर्स्ट पर्सन विल बी treating physician, second person will be intensivist or critical care expert, because person will be in the ICU on the ventilator under the supervision of intensivist or critical care expert. And the third person will be neurophysician, which is who is a specialist of the brain. And the fourth person is the hospital administrator or medical superintendent, who is the supreme authority in the hospital. So these four people consist of brain death committee, and only brain death committee declares any patient as brain dead. No other random doctor can declare a patient as brain dead, and no transplant team member can be part of this brain death. बिकॉज ये उनके फेवर की बात होगी कि अगर ऑर्गन डोनेशन होता है तो उनके पेशेंट को ऑर्गन्स मिल जाएंगे. तो नो ट्रांसप्लांट डॉक्टर, नो ट्रांसप्लांट, नो मेंबर ऑफ ट्रांसप्लांट टीम can be the member of a brain death committee. The causes of the brain death I have already told, that trauma to the brain, which can be resulted due to stroke or aneurysm, drowning, brain tumor, or the most common thing is road traffic accident. Once the patient is declared as brain dead, the doctors will ask to the family, inform the family about situation, and they will ask for the organ donation thing. If family agrees, the donation will happen. If family disagrees, organ donation will not happen. If family agrees, then what we'll do is allocation part. It will come to the allocation part. So who will get the organ? So each hospital who is doing transplant has their own waiting list, and each hospital uploads their waiting list to the government portal, which is called NOTO, ROTO, and SOTO. So NOTO is the national level organization, which is called NOTTO, National Organ and Tissue Transplant Organization, which divides country into the five regional organ and tissue transplant organization, which is called ROTO, and each ROTO has three to four states, four to five states, and each state has their own SOTO. SOTO is State Organ and Tissue Transplant Organization. So any hospital who is in India will come under the state organ and tissue transplant organization, and they will report to the SOTO. SOTO will report to the ROTO, and ROTO will report to the NOTO. So they upload their waiting list on the portal of NOTO, and NOTO has the common waiting list from each hospital. So whenever donation happens in the hospital, hospital cannot allocate those organs directly to the patient. Hospital will have to inform to the NOTO, ROTO, and SOTO that there is donation happening. We have spoken to the family, and family has given the consent. So the NOTO will see this common waiting list, and they will allocate the organ, that which hospital gets what organ. So allocation can be done only to the government authority, by the government authority, not the private hospital or government hospital or any hospital directly. Now, the donated organs can be preserved or not. So there is no technology in the world which can allow to preserve those organs. Once the organ donation happens, once the organ is taken out from the body, it will have to be transplanted within few hours. So heart or lungs has 4 to 6 hours window, and technically it is always 4 hours. So you always hear the news about ग्रीन कॉरिडोर, चेन्नई से दिल्ली हार्ट लाया गया, ग्रीन कॉरिडोर क्रिएट किया गया, तो वो इसीलिए होता है बिकॉज वी हैव ओनली 4 आवर्स, एंड जैसे ही हार्ट बॉडी में से निकाला गया, आपके पास 4 घंटे की क्लॉक चालू हो जाती है, तो उसी 4 घंटे में आपको ट्रांसपोर्ट भी करना है, एंड यू विल हैव टू ट्रांसप्लांट इट ऑल्सो. Kidney has few more hours, but as soon as possible. It is always recommended that as soon as possible because organ deterioration start हो जाता है. नाउ किसी भी कंट्री की ऑर्गन डोनेशन रेट काउंट होती है पर मिलियन पॉपुलेशन, मतलब 10 लाख लोगों में से कितने लोग अपने मरने के बाद अपने ऑर्गन्स डोनेट करते हैं. सो इंडिया हैज वेरी लो ऑर्गन डोनेशन रेट. राइट नाउ इट इज 0.86 per million population. Not even 1 person out of 10 lakh people is donating his organs. And if we see the Western countries, US, Croatia, Spain has 60 per million organ donation rate. सो 60 लोग 10 लाख लोगों में से अपने ऑर्गन्स डोनेट करते हैं. They have a different system also, like Spain has opt out system, and India has opt in system. Opt in, what is opt in and opt out? It is like in Spain, if you are citizen of Spain, by birth you are, by default you are an organ donor. जन्म से ही आपके ऑर्गन डोनेशन का अधिकार गवर्नमेंट को मिल जाता है. जैसे ही आपकी डेथ होगी, आपके ऑर्गन्स डोनेट कर दिए जाएंगे until unless during your lifetime आपने अपने नेशनल कैंसर रजिस्ट्रेशन में वो अपना नाम ना हटवाया हो. तो इंडिया में क्या होता है, ऑप्ट इन, मतलब अगर किसी को ऑर्गन डोनेट करने हैं तो उसकी फैमिली से पूछा जाएगा, एंड दे ऑलवेज सेज नो. सो वहां पर इसका उल्टा सिस्टम है. वहां पर लोग स्पेशली मना करते हैं कि हमें ऑर्गन डोनेट नहीं करने, और इंडिया में स्पेशली लोग हाँ करते हैं कि हाँ हम ऑर्गन डोनेट करना चाहते हैं. तो वहां पर कॉमन प्रैक्टिस है ऑर्गन डोनेशन करना. इंडिया में कॉमन प्रैक्टिस है ऑर्गन डोनेशन ना करना. सो वी हैव डिफरेंट सिस्टम ऑल्सो, एंड we have so much diversity in religions and caste and in our social systems. So ऑप्ट इन यहाँ पर ऑप्ट आउट सिस्टम अभी अप्लाई नहीं हो रहा है, ऑप्ट इन ही है. बट स्टिल वी इफ वी आर अवेयर वी कैन मेक द डिफरेंस. नाउ हमने सारी बातें कर ली मरने के बाद की, अभी तो हम जिंदा हैं, अभी हमें क्या करना है. सो व्हाट यू कैन डू इज यू कैन जस्ट फिल द प्लेज फॉर्म. You can pledge for organ donation. Just go to www.organindia.org. I will write it in the chat box. Just go to the website and you can fill the online form, and you will get a donor card in return on your email within 2-3 weeks with the noto registration number. What donor card does, you can keep that donor card with yourself all the time and inform your family about your wish, so that if something happens to you in the future, the family will inform us on those numbers which are given on the donor card. And whenever they inform us, we will coordinate the donation according to the possibility and feasibility at that time. तो जब डेथ का टाइम आता है, उस टाइम पर क्या फिजिबिलिटी है, क्या चीज डोनेट हो सकती है, इट इज कार्डियक डेथ और ब्रेन डेथ, तो उस टाइम पर जो भी पॉसिबल होगा वो हम कोऑर्डिनेट कर लेंगे. बट डोनर कार्ड सबके पास होना चाहिए, बिकॉज ज्यादातर मामलों में क्या होता है, हॉस्पिटल में जब फैमिली से ऑर्गन डोनेशन पूछा जाता है तो दे से नो, बिकॉज उनके जो जो लव्ड वन है, जिन्होंने जो चले गए हैं, उन्होंने कभी ऑर्गन डोनेशन के बारे में डिस्कशन किया ही नहीं. दे ऑलवेज सेज दैट नहीं नहीं, उन्होंने तो कभी जिक्र ही नहीं किया, तो हम ऑर्गन डोनेट नहीं करेंगे. एंड अगर कोई करना भी चाहता है तो ऊपर से वो बड़े बूढ़े आ जाते हैं, एल्डर्स आ जाते हैं, वो कहते हैं कि क्या कर रहे हो आप, ये गलत है. तो इन्फ्लुएंशियल डिसीजन रहता है वो, एंड वो ना कर देते हैं. तो अगर आपने कहीं ना कहीं ये चीज अपनी विश को एक्सप्रेस किया है, तो आपकी फैमिली मेंबर्स को क्लियर कट पता रहता है कि हाँ ये चीज उन्होंने हमसे कही थी और ये उनकी लास्ट विश थी और हम इसे जरूर पूरा करेंगे. सो डोनर कार्ड विल बी ऑलवेज हेल्पफुल. कुछ मिथ्स एंड मिसकॉन्सेप्शन है हमारी सोसाइटी में जो लोगों को ऑर्गन डोनेशन करने से रोकते हैं. लाइक दे ऑलवेज सेज दैट हमें ये हो जाएगा, हमें वो हो जाएगा, तो हम नहीं कर सकते. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, द बिगेस्ट मिथ इज, कुछ लोग बोलते हैं गांव में कि अगर मैंने इस बर्थ में अपनी आंखें दान कर दी तो अगले जन्म में मैं बिना आंखों के पैदा हो जाऊंगा. सो इट इज टोटली फेक। अगला जन्म किसी ने देखा नहीं है कि कितनी आंखें मिलेंगी। उल्टा हमारे यहाँ तो ये बोला जाता है कि जो चीज हम दान करते हैं वी विल गेट डबल इन रिटर्न। तो इस हिसाब से तो अगले जन्म में चार आंखें मिलनी चाहिए, बट वी ऑलवेज, वो लोग हमेशा कहते हैं कि आंखें मिलेंगी नहीं। तो अगला जन्म किसी ने नहीं देखा, दो मिली, चार मिली या बिल्कुल नहीं मिली, इट इज टोटली फेक। कुछ लोग बोलते हैं कि अंग भंग, जैसे हम दुनिया में आए थे हमें वैसे ही दुनिया में जाना चाहिए, दुनिया से जाना चाहिए। हिंदू धर्म के अकॉर्डिंगली अंग भंग हो गया तो हमें मोक्ष नहीं मिलेगा, हमें शांति नहीं मिलेगी। तो जिंदा रहते हुए हम कुछ किसी ना किसी अंग को अपनी खुशी खुशी निकलवा देते हैं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर गाल ब्लैडर में स्टोन हुए तो हमने गाल ब्लैडर निकलवा दिया, अपेंडिक्स निकलवा दी, या फिर दो बच्चों के बाद वे यूटेरस को रिमूव करवा दिया, तो अगले जन्म में तो ये भी चीजें नहीं मिलेगी। अंग भंग तो तब भी हो रहा है। तो यहाँ पर हमारा फायदा है इसलिए हमने यहाँ पर निकलवा लिए, और ऑर्गन डोनेशन में फायदा नहीं है इसलिए हम एक्सक्यूजेस देते हैं। तो ये भी चीज गलत है। कुछ लोग बोलते हैं कि हमें आत्मा को शांति नहीं मिलेगी। कोई किसी की आत्मा से नहीं मिला कि उसको शांति मिली या फिर वो भटक रही है। मैं उन लोगों से, बहुत सारे लोगों से मिला हूं जिन्होंने अपने लव्ड वन के, अपने बच्चे, अपने माँ बाप, अपने भाई बहन, अपने स्पाउस के ऑर्गन्स डोनेट किए। एंड आई हैव आस्क्ड देम specifically that have you experienced anything like this, that your person is not happy, your person is not getting moksha, and they are asking questions that why you have donated our organs. So they said ki in death like situation there's always pain, but in our situation this is the only thing which gives us the solace, which gives us the peace, बिकॉज हमारा जाने वाला तो चला गया, हम उसे नहीं रोक सकते थे, बट जाते जाते हुए वो कितने लोगों को जीवन दान देके गया एंड कितने लोगों की हेल्प करके गया। सो दे ऑलवेज सेज दैट कि दिस इज द बेस्ट एक्सपीरियंस आउट ऑफ डेथ विच वी हैव गॉट आफ्टर ऑर्गन डोनेशन। सो यहाँ पे ये भी बात गलत हो जाती है कि लोगों को शांति नहीं मिलती। कुछ लोग बोलते हैं कि बॉडी म्यूटिलेटेड हो जाएगी अगर हमने ऑर्गन डोनेशन के लिए हाँ बोला, तो बॉडी को अलग अलग जगह से काट दिया जाएगा और वहां से ऑर्गन्स ले लिए जाएंगे। तो मैंने आपको बताया कि जो भी ऑर्गन डोनेशन, इंटरनल ऑर्गन डोनेशन होता है वो होता है ब्रेन डेथ की सिचुएशन में। एंड ब्रेन डेथ का जो कॉमन कॉज है वो है रोड ट्रैफिक एक्सीडेंट, विच इज मेडिको लीगल केस, विच इज पुलिस केस। तो वहां पर आप चाहे ऑर्गन डोनेट करो चाहे नहीं करो, वहां पर पोस्टमार्टम होना तय है। तो पोस्टमार्टम होगा तो बॉडी को कटना तय है, और सेम इंसिजन दिया जाता है नेक टू नेवल जो पोस्टमार्टम में दिया जाता है, और उसी में से सारे ऑर्गन्स लिए जाते हैं। और ऑर्गन्स लेने के बाद पोस्टमार्टम में शायद इतनी रिस्पेक्ट ना हो, लेकिन ऑर्गन डोनेशन के बाद विथ ऑल द रिस्पेक्ट फैमिली को वो बॉडी हैंड ओवर की जाती है ताकि वो अंतिम संस्कार कर सके। कई स्टेट्स ने तो ये अनाउंस कर दिया है कि जो भी ऑर्गन डोनेट करके जाएगा उनको हम, उनका अंतिम संस्कार स्टेट ऑनर के थ्रू होगा, स्टेट ऑनर के साथ होगा। तो कई कई बार न्यूज में हमने देखने को मिला है कि हॉस्पिटल में कॉरिडोर बना दिया जाता है एंड पूरा फूलों से सजा दिया जाता है ताकि वो उसको अंतिम विदाई दी जा सके। तो दे ऑलवेज रिस्पेक्ट ऑर्गन डोनर्स, शायद पोस्टमार्टम में इतना पॉसिबल नहीं। सो इट इज ऑल्सो रॉन्ग के बॉडी म्यूटिलेटेड हो जाएगी। कई लोग बोलते हैं मेरी एज बहुत ज्यादा है तो मेरे ऑर्गन्स ढंग से डेवलप ही नहीं होंगे तो मैं डोनेट नहीं कर सकता। कई लोग बोलते हैं मेरी एज बहुत छोटी है, मेरे ऑर्गन्स डेवलप नहीं होंगे तो मैं नहीं डोनेट कर सकता। बूढ़े बोलते हैं मेरे ऑर्गन्स तो बूढ़े हो गए होंगे, किसी काम के नहीं होंगे। कुछ लोग बोलते हैं मैं बहुत ड्रिंक करता हूँ तो मेरा तो लीवर ही खराब होगा, क्या डोनेट कर पाऊंगा। मैं बहुत स्मोक करता हूँ तो मेरे लंग्स खराब होंगे, मैं डोनेट नहीं कर सकता। तो दिस इज नॉट द केस। इट इज ऑलवेज द हेल्थ ऑफ द ऑर्गन विच मैटर्स। सो ये डॉक्टर का काम है। एट द टाइम ऑफ डोनेशन डॉक्टर विल चेक दैट हाउ ऑर्गन इज फंक्शनिंग, एंड if organ is healthy enough to donate, donation will happen. Either it's HIV or either it's hepatitis, either it's diabetic case, either any other case। डायबिटीज वालों का डायबिटीज वालों को जा सकता है, हेपेटाइटिस जो ऑलरेडी हेपेटाइटिस से सफर कर रहा है उसको तो वो ऑर्गन लग ही सकता है। ऐसे HIV में है जो ऑलरेडी HIV इंफेक्शन से सफर कर रहा है उसको वो HIV वाला ऑर्गन भी मिल सकता है। तो इट इज नॉट द केस कि आपको कोई बीमारी है तो आप डोनेट नहीं कर सकते, या आपकी एज ज्यादा है तो आप डोनेट नहीं कर सकते। इट इज ऑलवेज योर विल। इफ यू वांट टू डोनेट it can be donated, it can be done. If you don't want to donate you have thousand excuses. So this is all from my side, and I want to show one movie also, which is based on the green corridor, so that you will get an idea that how critical is this green corridor happens. Like within 4 hours you will have to transport the heart from one hospital to the other hospitals, sometimes from one city to the other city. So how it is done? Um, so this is the case of Max Hospital and BLK Hospital. So this is actually a miracle because you can see the beating heart in the new body. And जो मैं एक्चुअली जिस पर्सन से मिला हूँ उनका 25 ईयर पहले हार्ट ट्रांसप्लांट हुआ था एम्स में. सो यू कैन इमेजिन 25 ईयर्स से वो नए हार्ट के साथ रह रही है. उन्होंने अपनी पूरी लाइफ, ऑलमोस्ट हाफ लाइफ, उस हार्ट के साथ निकाली है. एंड शी इज वेरी फाइन. She works in AIMS, and she daily goes to the hospital, do her work. So it is very normal. So now you can put the questions. I can address the questions. So what is the difference between living organ donation and deceased organ donation? So living organ donation में you can donate only kidney and liver. Other than this, you cannot donate anything. And deceased organ donation में you can donate everything. This is the difference. Living organ donation में law says that you can donate only to your family members, near relatives. But in deceased organ donation, you can donate to anybody. I mean, it will go to the common pool and will be allocated through a waiting list. Second question from the Dr. Satvika is, what are the most common myths? I've already covered the most common myths that prevents people from registering as organ donors. उनको लगता है कि अगर हमने फॉर्म भर दिया तो हमारे कल को ही ऑर्गन्स निकाल लिए जाएंगे, या फिर अगर हमने कल फैमिली ने मना कर दिया तो जबरदस्ती हमारे ऑर्गन्स ले लिए जाएंगे जस्ट बिकॉज हमने फॉर्म भर के गए थे. तो ऐसा नहीं होता. प्लेज फॉर्म इज जस्ट प्लेज फॉर्म. इट इज एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ योर विश. Ultimately you can deny at any time. You can cancel your wish anytime. You need to just inform to your family members, because ultimately at the time of death they will take the decision. Yes, their decision is the final. So कई लोग बोलते हैं कि तो हमारी बॉडी है, हम डोनेट करना चाहते हैं, उनका क्या काम, हम उनसे परमिशन नहीं लेना चाहते. तो बाय लॉ इट इज ऑलवेज देयर विश, इट इज ऑलवेज देयर परमिशन, देयर कंसेंट. तो दैट इज मैंडेटरी, तो उनका कंसेंट होना बहुत जरूरी है। Is is it true that doctors may not try hard to save a life if someone is registered as organ donor? नहीं, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है। जो इंसान जिंदा है उसको पहले जिंदा रखने की, उसको पहले ठीक करने की कोशिश की जाएगी, ना कि ऑर्गन डोनेशन के बारे में सोचने की। तो ऐसा नहीं होता। और मैंने बताया, ब्रेन डेथ की कमेटी में जो मेंबर्स होते हैं उनमें से कोई भी मेंबर ट्रांसप्लांट टीम का मेंबर नहीं बन सकता। इट इज ऑलवेज उनके फायदे की बात होती है कि अगर वो उस पेशेंट को जिंदा रख पाए। तो इंटेंसिविस्ट के फायदे की बात होगी कि उसने उस आईसीयू में उस पेशेंट को बचाया। ट्रीटिंग फिजिशियन की बात होगी कि उसने उस पेशेंट को बचाया। हॉस्पिटल एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर इज सुप्रीम ऑफ एवरी हॉस्पिटल, सो उसका तो कोई इशू ही नहीं है। एंड थर्ड इज न्यूरो फिजिशियन, तो ब्रेन का स्पेशलिस्ट वही है, तो वही डिफाइन करेगा कि व्हाट इज पॉसिबल एंड व्हाट इज नॉट। ट्रांसप्लांट टीम का कोई मेंबर ब्रेन डेथ कमेटी का मेंबर होता ही नहीं है। तो जब ब्रेन डेथ डिक्लेयर हो जाती है तब ट्रांसप्लांट टीम को, ट्रांसप्लांट कोऑर्डिनेटर को ये बताया जाता है कि देयर इज अ पोटेंशियल ब्रेन डेड डोनर एंड यू कैन आस्क फैमिली अबाउट द डोनेशन। एंड फैमिली अगर डोनेशन के लिए हाँ कहती है तो ही डोनेशन आगे होता है। तो ब्रेन डेथ जब तक डिक्लेयर नहीं होती तब तक ट्रांसप्लांट टीम को पता ही नहीं चलता। What are the factors that are considered in matching a donor with a patient who needs a transplant? So basic factor तो ब्लड डोनेशन, सॉरी ब्लड मैच ही होता है। बट अब एबीओ इनकम्पेटेबल ट्रांसप्लांट भी आ गया है, तो जिन लोगों की फैमिली में कोई डोनर अवेलेबल है और वो डोनेट करना चाहता है बट बिकॉज ऑफ ब्लड ग्रुप मिसमैच वो डोनेट नहीं कर पा रहा है, तो एबीओ इनकम्पेटेबल ट्रांसप्लांट भी पॉसिबल है। उसमें ट्रांसप्लांट से पहले प्लाज्माफेरेसिस की जाएगी और उसमें एंटीबॉडीज चेंज कर दिए जाएंगे या हटा दिए जाएंगे जिससे ब्लड ग्रुप्स कंपेटेबल हो जाएंगे। तो वो चीज भी पॉसिबल है। तो एचएलए मैच जो होता है वो सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट रहता है, क्योंकि उसी के ऊपर पूरा ट्रांसप्लांट डिपेंड करता है, ट्रांसप्लांट की लाइफ डिपेंड करती है। तो जितना ज्यादा मैच होगा उतना ज्यादा ट्रांसप्लांट सक्सेसफुल होगा। एचएलए मैच इज द मोस्ट क्रूशियल पार्ट। बट स्टिल 100% मैच के बाद भी हमारी जो टी सेल्स होती है उनको एक सेकंड नहीं लगता ये पता करने में कि ये इज अ फॉरेन बॉडी, एंड वो उसको किल करने के लिए हमारी इम्यूनिटी अटैक कर देती है। तो जो रेसिपिएंट्स होते हैं उनको जिंदगी भर इम्यूनोसप्रेसिव ड्रग्स लेने पड़ते हैं टू स्टॉप द रिजेक्शन। तो वो ऐसा ही है कि सुबह शाम आप डायबिटीज की मेडिसिन खाते हो तो ट्रांसप्लांट रेसिपिएंट्स अपनी इम्यूनोसप्रेसिव ड्रग्स खाते हैं, बट इसका साइड इफेक्ट ये रहता है कि इम्यूनिटी उनकी सप्रेस हो जाती है। तो अदर इन्फेक्शन जो कॉमन इन्फेक्शन हैं जिनसे इम्यूनिटी लड़ती थी वो उनके लिए प्रोन हो जाते हैं उन इन्फेक्शन को लेने के लिए। तो उनको हमेशा ये रिकमेंड किया जाता है कि आप क्लीन एंड नीट एंड हाइजीनिक प्लेस पर रहो। आप जो खाना खाते हो प्रॉपर कुक्ड होना चाहिए, कच्चा खाना नहीं होना चाहिए, घर का खाना होना चाहिए, बाहर का नहीं होना चाहिए। आप थोड़ा सा ये चीजें मेंटेन करोगे तो यू विल द ट्रांसप्लांट लाइफ विल बी वेरी गुड। Other than this, there is no restriction. You can play, you can do your work, you can uh, do anything. हाउ इज द कंसेंट फॉर ऑर्गन डोनेशन टेकन इन केस ऑफ ब्रेन डेथ? तो जब भी ब्रेन डेथ, पोटेंशियल ब्रेन डेथ डिक्लेयर होता है किसी हॉस्पिटल में, तो फैमिली को सिचुएशन बताई जाती है पेशेंट की कि दिस इज गोइंग ऑन एंड हम लोग ब्रेन डेथ के सस्पेक्ट है तो हम ब्रेन डेथ के टेस्ट परफॉर्म करने वाले हैं। एंड पूरी दुनिया में ब्रेन डेथ के टेस्ट जो सेट ऑफ टेस्ट है वो एक ही बार होते हैं। बट इंडिया इज द ओनली कंट्री जहां पर ये टेस्ट 6 घंटे के अंतर से 2 बार हो जाते हैं, 2 बार किए जाते हैं, ताकि ये श्योर किया जा सके कि पर्सन इज एक्चुअली ब्रेन डेड। ऐसा नहीं कि बाद में पर्सन में जिंदा हो जाए। तो ये श्योर करने के लिए गिव मी 1 मिनट, आई एम जस्ट पुटिंग इट ऑन चार्ज माय लैपटॉप। चार्ज? नहीं नहीं, अभी गया नहीं। सो सो उसी टाइम पे कंसेंट लिया जाता है और फैमिली को बता के, अगर फैमिली कंसेंट देती है तो डोनेशन होता है। रेसिपिएंट्स को इन्फॉर्म किया जाता है जिसका भी नंबर आता है और जिससे भी ऑर्गन मैच होता है। रेसिपिएंट्स जब हॉस्पिटल में आ जाते हैं तब ऑर्गन रिट्रीवल शुरू होता है। एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? Dr. Tanya, Dr. Shruti.
Yes, no more question from my side, Dr. Saurabh. Any other question, anybody? So I guess no more questions. So I would like to thank Dr. Saurabh for sharing their valuable insights, explaining the topic organ donation as well. The way you explained everything made it much easier and clearer to understand the organ donation. So I also thanks to our mentors Dr. Sanjeev Jha, Dr. Ruchi Vashney, Dr. Pooja Sethi and Dr. Nidhi Kalra. I also thanks with immense support of state team Dr. Aparna Sharma and Dr. Vidhu Vashney. And the last but not the least, Dr. Heta, Dr. Tanya, Dr. Satvika, our East Delhi district team. So thank you so much, Dr. Saurav. Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking this initiative.